Welcome, dear listener. Tonight's sleep story will take you into a small bakery on a rainy city street. It's a warm, honey-lit place where worries soften and the steady rain taps the windows. You don't have to do anything perfectly. You don't have to stay awake to the end. So before we step inside, let's take 2 easy breaths. Breathe in slowly through your nose and breathe out gently through your mouth. 1 more breath in and a soft breath out. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Let your body feel heavy and supported. And when you're ready, we'll begin. The rain has been steady for hours, not dramatic, not stormy, just constant, patient. It keeps tapping the world as if it has all night. Outside, the evening air has a mild bite to it. Not winter, not yet. But close enough that you're grateful for a scarf. Close enough that your hands want a warm cup to hold. Streetlights shine onto wet pavement. The light stretches long and ripples in shallow puddles. A car passes farther down the block. Its tires make a soft hiss on the dark road. And under the umbrella, everything sounds a little muted. Rain on fabric, rain on plastic, rain on metal. A private little world beneath the canopy. On a narrow side street, a small bakery glows like a lantern. Not bright, not flashy, just steady and inviting. The sign above the door is simple. The windows are slightly fogged at the edges, and through the glass, you can see warm light, wooden shelves, and a small counter where steam sometimes rises. The bell on the door is a gentle one. It doesn't shout. It simply lets the room know someone has arrived. But tonight, for a moment, no one arrives, and the bakery is quiet, in the way a place becomes quiet when it is being cared for. Inside, the air is warm. It carries the scent of butter and toasted flour, a soft sweetness too, not sugary, more like the sweetness you notice when you step near a loaf that has just cooled. The floorboards are wood, old enough to creak softly, but not enough to complain. A small speaker on a shelf plays something gentle, not really a song, more like a slow instrumental hum that can fade into the rain. Behind the counter, the owner moves with calm efficiency. She is in her early 30s. She runs the bakery alone, not because she's trying to prove anything, not because she believes she must do everything by herself. It's just how the life has settled. 1 pair of hands, 1 steady rhythm. Her hair is tied back in a simple knot. A few strands have escaped, and every so often she brushes them aside with the back of her wrist, leaving a faint dusting of flour on her skin. Her name is Anna. Anna has a face that looks kind even when she's tired. And tonight, she is a little tired. Not the kind of tired that makes you sharp, not the kind of tired that makes you brittle, just the honest kind, the kind you feel after you've done your work carefully for hours, the kind you feel when you've been listening to people all day. Because Anna is good at listening, not in a flashy way, not like she's collecting stories or trying to fix anyone. She just has a way of being present, a way of making space, a way of letting someone finish a thought without rushing them to the end. The bakery helps with that. This place does too, because it offers small comforts without demanding a performance in return. Anna wipes the counter with a warm cloth. She changes the water in a small vase near the register. She straightens a stack of brown paper bags. Each bag has a small stamp in the corner, a wheat stalk, a tiny star. The stamp is imperfect. If you look closely, the ink sometimes smudges, but it feels human. Anna likes that. She checks the shelves. A few baguettes remain, lined up like quiet company. There are round loaves, too. Simple country bread with pale flour dusted over the crust. There are small buns brushed with butter, still glossy under the lights. And there are a few pastries with careful folds. Not too many. Anna has learned that enough is a kind of kindness. Enough bread for the late visitors. Enough choices without overwhelm. Enough work without erasing herself. She moves to the back, where the oven has finally cooled enough to be only warm instead of fierce. She opens the door and lets the last bit of heat drift out. Warm air touches her face, and for a second she closes her eyes. Not for long. Just long enough to remember that warmth exists. Then she steps back to the front of the shop. Beyond the windows, the rain keeps going. It taps the glass in tiny, endless notes. Anna reaches for her notebook. It sits in a drawer beneath the counter. A simple notebook. A soft cover. A pen clipped to the edge with a piece of twine. This is her habit. When the evening slows and the bakery becomes more hush than bustle, she writes down the small things, not big achievements, not perfect summaries, just details. Who came in, what they chose, what they said without meaning to say it, the little parts of life that would disappear if she didn't catch them. Anna sets the notebook on the counter. She doesn't open it yet. She just rests her hand on the cover. If you're listening, you can keep listening. And if you're drifting, you can let the rain carry you. You don't need to hold the story tightly. It can hold you instead. Anna did not always imagine this life, not in a straight line. There was a time when she thought she would spend her evenings under bright salon lights. There was a time when she loved the idea of becoming someone who could transform a person with a careful cut and a steady hand. She went to beauty school. She learned the skills. She practiced until her wrists ached and her shoulders tightened. And then she became a stylist. At first, there was excitement, new tools, new clients, new routines. But slowly, the gap appeared. The gap between the dream and the day-to-day. The pressure to be bright when she felt quiet. The expectation to be cheerful on command. The constant sense that she was measured by speed and perfection. It wasn't that she was bad at it. She was good. That was part of the problem, because being good made it harder to admit she was struggling. There were evenings when she left the salon with her smile still on, like a mask she couldn't remove until she reached home. There were mornings when she sat in her car and had to breathe for a minute before walking inside. And then, one day, on a rainy evening, very much like this one, she stepped into a bakery. Not this bakery. Not yet. It was an older bakery in a quieter neighborhood. Anna had worked there in her student years, part-time. Simple shifts, early mornings and flour on her hands. The owner back then was an older woman named Lorraine. Lorraine's voice was calm and warm, like tea. She had a laugh that came easily, and she had a way of saying things that made you feel less alone. Anna hadn't seen her in years, but that rainy night, as Anna stood at the door, Lorraine looked up and recognized her, not with shock, not with big emotion, just with a smile that said, "Oh, there you are." They talked, not in a dramatic way, just quietly, as the rain tapped the windows and the bakery smelled like butter and comfort. Anna admitted the truth, that she was tired, that the thing she wanted had begun to feel like the thing she didn't want, that she didn't know what to do next. Lorraine listened, and then Lorraine said something simple, not advice that turned into a speech, just one gentle offer. "If you want," Lorraine had said, "you can help me again. Not forever, not as a decision, just as a place to breathe." Anna had laughed, a little embarrassed. She was a stylist now, a grown-up job, a different world. But Lorraine's offer didn't care about status. It cared about Anna. So Anna said yes. At first, she did both. Salon work by day, bakery shifts by evening or on her days off. And it was exhausting, but it was also revealing. Because the bakery tired her body, but it softened her mind. The salon tired her mind, and sometimes it tightened her heart. Anna began to understand something important. There were different kinds of tired, and there were different kinds of hard. Around that time, she watched her cousin too. Her cousin worked as a pharmacist, reliable, steady. But he was also someone who refused to shrink his whole life into only one role. After work or on his days off, he taught dance. Not because it was easy, because it mattered to him. He was never careless. He did what he needed to do. He showed up. He handled the essentials. And then, even when he was tired, he made room for something that made him feel alive. Anna admired that. At first, she thought the lesson was, to do what you want, you must be strong enough to endure what you don't want. That belief carried her for a while. It sounded responsible. It sounded mature. But later, as she listened to her own body, and as she noticed how quiet and steady she felt in the bakery, the lesson changed. It became simpler. It became softer. Sometimes, the kindest thing is not to force yourself to keep doing what breaks you. Sometimes, it's okay to stop. Not from laziness, not from giving up, from love, from protection, from a decision to keep your own spirit intact. Anna didn't announce it to anyone. She didn't make it a dramatic turning point. She just slowly shifted her days. Less salon work, more bakery time. And then, one evening, Lorraine had teased her over a tray of buns. "You should take this place," Lorraine had said, like it was a joke. But her eyes were gentle and serious. Anna felt something rise, gratitude, fear, a sense of fate that didn't feel heavy, just curiously aligned. She said yes, and when she finally left the salon world, she didn't feel like a failure. She felt like someone who had come home to herself. Now, years later, she still sometimes thinks about that first belief. Do what you want and endure what you don't. And she still respects it. But she also respects the newer belief, the one that arrived like a quiet sunrise. You don't have to keep doing what harms you. You can choose a gentler life. And sometimes, when your mind is calm, everything else moves a little more easily. You become kinder, not because you try harder, because you have room. Anna keeps that room in this bakery, and tonight she shares it without effort. If sleep is near, you can let it come. There is nothing you need to fix right now. Just rain and warmth and a story moving slowly forward. The bell over the door rings softly. Anna looks up. A man steps inside, bringing the rain with him in a quiet way. His umbrella is closed, water streaming off it in tiny rivulets. He shakes it once, careful not to splash the bread shelves. He is in his early 30s. He wears a simple jacket and sturdy shoes that have seen a lot of wet sidewalks. His cheeks are pink from the cold air, and in his hands, he holds a small crate. Not large, just a small produce crate, the kind you might use for apples or pears. He pauses, as if he isn't sure he belongs here. Not because Anna's bakery is unfriendly, because sometimes being tired makes you hesitate before entering warmth. Anna smiles, not wide, just enough. "Good evening," she says. Her voice is low and easy. The man nods. "Evening," he replies. He sets the crate down carefully near the door, out of everyone's way. "I'm sorry," he says. "It's wet." "It's fine," Anna says. "We're all wet tonight." That makes him exhale, a small breath that feels like relief. He steps closer to the counter. The air around him smells faintly of rain and earth, like damp soil, like vegetables fresh from storage. Anna notices the crate again. "Are those for someone?" she asks. He glances back. "No," he says. "They're mine." He seems a little embarrassed to say it, as if having produce is too specific. Anna tilts her head. "You sell them?" she asks. He nods. "I run a little shop," he says. "Mostly fruit and vegetables." He adds, like it might explain everything. "Family business." Anna smiles again. "That sounds nice," she says. "It can be," he answers. "Mostly it's quiet. Quiet can be a comfort. Quiet can also be a mirror." Anna waits, giving him time to decide if he wants to speak more. He looks at the bread shelves like someone studying a simple map. "I came for something warm," he says. "Something that feels steady." Anna understands the word he doesn't say. Safe. He looks at the pastries, then the loaves. "Do you have anything with cinnamon?" he asks. "I have cinnamon rolls," Anna says, "and a small spiced loaf." He nods slowly. "I'll take a roll," he says, "and maybe tea, if that's okay." "We have tea," Anna says. "Of course." She turns, moving with practiced ease. She lifts a cinnamon roll with a pair of tongs. The roll is golden, its spiral glossy with a thin, simple glaze. She slides it into a paper bag. The paper makes a soft crinkle, a comforting sound. Then Anna sets a kettle on a warmer plate. It begins to whisper as it heats. She chooses a tea bag from a small wooden box. Something gentle. Chamomile with a hint of honey. She places it in a mug. The mug is thick ceramic, warmed from the shelf. A good mug, the kind that holds heat like a promise. The man watches quietly. His shoulders begin to lower, not dramatically, just a few millimeters, like the world's weight is easing its grip. Anna pours the water. Steam rises. It curls into the warm air, then disappears. She sets the mug on the counter. A small clink as ceramic meets wood. "There you go," she says. He wraps his hands around the mug immediately, as if his palms were waiting for this. He doesn't sip yet. He just holds it. Anna likes that. It's an honest response. Sometimes the first comfort is simply contact, warmth through the skin. The man takes a small breath in. The tea smells soft. He closes his eyes for a second. "Thank you," he says. "You're welcome," Anna replies. He takes a sip, slowly, as if he doesn't want to startle himself. Then he looks down at the paper bag with the cinnamon roll. He doesn't open it yet. He just keeps it near, like a companion. Anna leans lightly against the counter, not in a way that traps him in conversation, just in a way that says, "I'm here." The rain taps the window. A car passes again, its lights stretching in the wet street. Inside, the bakery feels like a different time. The man clears his throat. "I'm Nathan," he says. Anna nods. "Anna," she replies. "Nathan," she repeats, like she's placing the name gently on a shelf. Nathan looks at her, then away. "I'm not usually out this late," he says. "Not for pleasure anyway." Anna gives him a small, understanding hum. Nathan watches a drop of water slide down the window. It merges with another drop and grows heavier, then trails down into the fogged edge. "I had a long day," he says, not angry, not dramatic, just tired. Anna nods. "Some days are like that," she says. Nathan's fingers tighten around the mug, then relax again. He takes another sip. "You ever feel like," he begins, then stops. Anna waits. Nathan tries again. "You ever feel like you're living a life that isn't the one you thought you'd have?" Anna feels the question land softly in her chest. Not painful. Familiar. "Yes," she says. "I have felt that." Nathan's eyes flick up. He looks surprised that she answers so plainly, as if he expected a joke or a deflection. But Anna is not afraid of quiet truths. Nathan exhales. "It's strange," he says, "because from the outside, my life looks fine." Anna nods. "From the outside," she echoes gently. Nathan looks down. He pauses long enough that the rain fills the space for him. Then he says, "I used to be in school." Anna stays still. Nathan continues. "Medical school," he says. He doesn't brag. He doesn't dramatize. He just says it like a fact. Then he adds, "I didn't finish." There is a softness in the way he says that, not self-pity, more like a bruise that has stopped hurting but still exists. Anna doesn't rush. She doesn't say, "Oh no." She doesn't say, "Why?" She just listens. Nathan takes another sip of tea, as if the warmth is helping him speak. "I was in one of those big programs," he says, "the kind people call impressive." His mouth tightens slightly. "I liked parts of it," he says. "I liked learning. But my mind," he adds, searching for the words, "my mind didn't stay steady." He looks embarrassed again, as if he's confessing a personal flaw. Anna keeps her expression calm. Nathan continues, more quietly now. "There was a time when things felt too fast," he says, "and then a time when things felt too heavy." He shakes his head. "I got a diagnosis," he says, "and suddenly everything had a name." He does not say the name. He doesn't need to, because what he's describing is enough. A mind that swings, a body that struggles to match the world's pace. The school part became impossible, Nathan says, and I left. He says it gently, but Anna can hear the weight underneath. The leaving felt like falling, he says. He smiles once, a small, tired smile. I thought it would be temporary, he admits. I thought I'd rest and then return. But it didn't work like that. Anna nods. Nathan's eyes drift toward the door again. The next part was slow, he says. Hospital, then home. He says it as if he's describing weather, not details, just the outline of a season. I couldn't do much for a while, he says, and during that time, my old classmates kept moving. He pauses, then adds, some of them are doctors now. His fingers tighten around the mug again. Not anger, just the old ache. Anna speaks softly. That sounds hard, she says. Nathan looks at her. It was, he says, and the hardest part was how I talked to myself. Anna understands that too. Nathan's gaze lowers. I kept thinking, he says, I ruined it. I kept thinking I threw away the only good version of me. Anna lets those words sit in the air. She doesn't argue with them, because arguing can feel like dismissal. Instead, she offers something quieter. She asks, what happened next? Nathan blinks, as if he hadn't expected a next. My parents, he says slowly, did what parents do. They worried. They tried to help in the only way they understood. He gestures back toward the crate. The shop, he says, our produce shop. He looks at Anna, almost apologetic. It's small, he adds, and it's in a rural town. Most of our customers are older, he says. They move slowly. He exhales, and his shoulders loosen another fraction. But the slow helped, he admits. The days had a rhythm. Boxes in the morning, prices on the chalkboard, apples in neat rows, bananas hanging. He smiles a little more, this time with warmth. And the customers, he says, they'd tell me stories. Not dramatic stories, small ones. A grandchild's visit, a neighbor's new cat, a recipe they remembered from childhood. Nathan's voice softens. It was like, he says, time itself slowed down just enough for me to breathe. Anna listens, and something in her feels gently aligned, because she knows that kind of place. A place that doesn't demand you be impressive. A place that simply asks you to arrive. Nathan looks around the bakery. I don't hate my life, he says. I don't. He says it firmly, as if correcting himself. But sometimes, he continues, I still feel split. Like there's one version of me in that lecture hall, and another version stacking oranges. And I don't know how to make peace between them. Anna feels the quiet honesty in that. She nods slowly. I understand, she says. Nathan's eyes lift again. You do? He asks. Anna gives a small smile. I went to beauty school, she says. Nathan looks surprised. Anna continues. I became a stylist, she says, and for a while that was my whole plan. She glances toward her hands. Flour dust, a small nick from slicing bread earlier. Then she looks back up. But it didn't fit, she says. Not in the way I needed it to. Nathan listens closely now. Not because he's trying, because his mind has naturally leaned in. Anna keeps her voice calm. I thought I had to force myself to keep going, she says, because I was good at it, and because people thought it was the right path. Nathan's face shifts. Recognition. Anna nods, as if she can see it. I didn't quit suddenly, she says. I just found another place. She gestures lightly to the bakery around them. I used to work in a bakery when I was younger, she says. And one rainy night, I went back. She pauses. I thought it would be temporary, she adds, just to breathe. Nathan's mouth opens slightly, then closes, as if he's realizing he isn't the only one with a temporary plan that became a different life. Anna leans forward a fraction. The thing that surprised me, she says, was how much my mind changed when I stopped fighting myself. Nathan blinks. Anna speaks gently. I used to think, she says, that to do what you want, you have to endure what you don't want. Nathan nods slowly. That idea is familiar. Anna continues. But later, she says, I learned something simpler. Nathan waits. Anna says it softly. Sometimes, she says, you don't have to keep doing what harms you. It's not laziness, she adds. It's love. Nathan's eyes shine slightly in the warm light. Not tears, just that brightening that happens when something true lands gently. The rain taps the window. In the background, the kettle whispers again as it keeps the water warm. Nathan looks down at his tea. He takes a slow sip. Then he says, very quietly, I thought leaving meant I failed. Anna shakes her head once, not sharply, just enough to say, no. Sometimes leaving, she says, is the most honest thing you can do. And if you're sleepy, you can let your attention soften. The rain is steady. The room is warm. You can drift whenever you like. Nathan finishes the last bite of the roll. He looks slightly more present now, not suddenly healed, just steadier, like a boat that has found calmer water. He glances at the shelves again, then back to Anna. I should go, he says. Anna nods. Of course, she replies. Nathan reaches for his wallet. Anna tells him the total. He pays. Then he hesitates, as if he wants to say one more thing but isn't sure how to frame it. Anna waits. Nathan gestures toward the notebook on the counter. You write? he asks. Anna glances at it. Yes, she says. Just small notes. Nathan nods. My dad writes too, he says. Not stories. Just lists, he adds. Anna smiles. Lists count, she says. Nathan smiles back. He looks down at the crate, then at Anna. I brought some pears, he says. From the shop, he points. They're good this week, he adds, as if offering a small, practical kindness. Anna's eyes soften. That's kind, she says. Nathan shrugs a little. I'd like you to have them, he says. Anna could refuse, but she knows that receiving is also part of kindness, so she nods. Thank you, she says. I'll enjoy them. Nathan looks relieved, as if he needed to give something back to balance the warmth he received. Anna reaches under the counter and pulls out a small paper bag. Not the same kind as the bread bags. This one is plain. She writes something on it with her pen. Not a long message, just a small line in neat handwriting. She folds the top and hands it to him. What's this? Nathan asks. Just a note, Anna says. Nathan looks uncertain. Anna smiles gently. You can read it later, she says. No pressure. Nathan nods and slips it into his jacket pocket without looking. He takes his crate, then reaches for his umbrella. Before he opens the door, he pauses. He looks back. The bakery light falls softly on his face. He says, Thank you, Anna. Not for the roll, not for the tea, for the room, for the feeling. Anna nods once. You're welcome, she says. Come by any time. Nathan's mouth tightens slightly, as if he is holding back something emotional. Then he simply says, I will. He opens the door. The bell rings softly. Cold air enters for a moment, along with the scent of rain. Then the door closes again, and the warmth returns. Outside, Nathan steps under his umbrella. The rain makes a soft drum on the fabric. His footsteps are careful on the wet sidewalk. And as he walks away, the bakery window glows behind him like a small promise that gentle places exist. Anna watches until he disappears into the rain's blur. Then she looks down at her notebook. She opens it. The paper is slightly textured, pleasant beneath her fingertips. She writes the date. Then she writes, in small, careful lines, Nathan, cinnamon roll, chamomile tea, a quiet kind of courage. She pauses. She listens to the rain. She feels the warmth of the room. She thinks of the note she slipped into his pocket. A simple sentence. A sentence Lorraine once told her. Not a speech. Just a truth small enough to carry. Anna writes one more line in her notebook. Sometimes you don't need the old version of you to be proud. Sometimes you just need to be gentle with the one who is here. She closes the notebook and rests her hand on the cover again. The evening continues. The The rain continues, and somewhere out there, under an umbrella, Nathan carries a warm bag of pears and a small folded note. Inside the bakery, Anna breathes. If you're awake, you can stay with her a while. And if you're falling asleep, you can let the story fade softer. There's nothing else you have to do. The night will keep going without your effort. And in a little while, another visitor will arrive with their own quiet heart. The bell will ring, and the warm light will welcome them in. The bell rings again, not loud, just a soft note as the door opens and the rain steps in. A cooler breath of air slides across the floorboards. Then the door closes and the warmth returns. Anna looks up. The bakery is quiet, but not lonely. The pears Nathan brought sit in their crate near the counter. They smell faintly sweet and a little earthy, like a clean garden after rain. Anna picks one up, turning it slowly in her hand. The skin is cool. She sets it back gently, as if it could bruise from too much pressure. She reaches for her notebook again. But tonight, before she writes, she makes tea for herself. Not fancy. Just hot water and a simple blend. She chooses something mild, with a soft scent that won't take over the room. The kettle whispers. Steam rises. And for a moment, Anna stands still, listening. Rain on glass. A faint hum from the small speaker. The quiet ticking of the wall clock above the shelves. She pours the water. A small clink as the mug settles on the counter. Then she takes one sip. Warmth moves down her throat like a gentle yes. She opens the drawer and sees the little stack of plain paper bags. She sees her pen. And she sees a small basket that sits beside the register. Inside the basket, there are slips of paper, tiny notes, not slogans, not inspirational quotes, just small reminders that feel human. Anna doesn't put them out every night, but sometimes she does. Lorraine used to do it. A little basket near the counter, a note you could take if you wanted. No pressure. No one watched. Just something warm for the pocket. Tonight, after Nathan, Anna feels like the basket should be there. She pulls it closer. She writes one new note, slowly. Her handwriting is neat, but not perfect. She folds the slip once and places it on top. It says, "You don't have to become who you used to be worthy now." Anna lets the pen rest. She takes another sip of tea. Then the bell rings again. And this time, someone steps in with a different kind of tired. A woman comes inside, shaking off her umbrella as carefully as she can. She looks like she's learned how to move quietly, even when she's carrying a lot. She's in her early 30s. Her hair is pulled back, but not in a polished way. More like the way you do it when you need your face clear and you don't have time for fuss. Her coat is damp at the shoulders, Her cheeks are flushed from the cold air. She pauses just inside, as if listening to the warmth. Then she exhales, a long breath, like she's been holding it all day. Anna smiles. "Good evening," Anna says. The woman returns the smile, a little tired, a little grateful. "Hi," she says. "Good evening." She steps toward the counter. "I hope it's okay," she adds, "coming in this late." "It's okay," Anna says. "I'm still here." The woman nods. Her eyes go to the shelves, then to the pastries. You can see her brain doing quick math. What will travel well? What will make the kids happy? What will feel like love? "I'm Marissa," she says, as if offering her name to make the room gentler. Anna replies. Marissa's shoulders drop slightly. It's a small change, but it's there. Marissa points at a tray. "Those," she says, "the little butter rolls." Anna nods. "Fresh," Anna says. "They're soft." Marissa smiles. "That sounds perfect," she says. She hesitates, then adds, "Do you have anything simple?" Anna understands. Sometimes you want comfort that doesn't demand attention. "Country loaf," Anna says, "or milk bread. Very soft, very simple." "Milk bread," Marissa says. "Yes." Marissa watches, and her face softens in a way that looks almost like relief. Anna glances up. "Long day?" Anna asks. Marissa laughs quietly. Not a joke, more like recognition that the question is obvious. "I have 3 kids," Marissa says, and then she adds, almost apologetically, 3. Anna's eyes widen a little. Then she smiles. "That's a full house," Anna says. Marissa nods. "A very loud house," she says. "A very sweet house." She shifts her weight, then looks down at her hands. "I'm here alone," she says, as if she's confessing something. Anna tilts her head. "A rare thing," Anna says. Marissa's eyes get shiny, but she keeps her voice steady. "My husband," she says, "told me to go. To just go out. To breathe. He said he's got them," she adds. "Baths and pajamas, all of it." Anna smiles. "That's kind," Anna says. "It is," Marissa replies. She pauses, and it still feels strange. Anna keeps packing. She lets Marissa choose her pace. Marissa continues softly. "I went to the store," she says. "I walked around without anyone tugging my sleeve." She smiles again, this time more real. "I bought a few things," she says. "Nothing exciting. But then I thought," she adds, "I should bring something home. Something to say thank you." Anna nods. "Bread is a good thank you," Anna says. Marissa looks at Anna, then away. "Yeah," she says. "It is." Her fingers tap lightly against the counter, a nervous habit, or maybe just the leftover rhythm of a day full of motion. Anna finishes packing the bread. She names the total. Marissa reaches into her bag. Then she pauses, as if something is pressing against the back of her thoughts. She looks at the rain-streaked window. Outside, the streetlight glow stretches in wet lines across the road. Marissa's voice lowers. "Can I tell you something?" she asks. Anna nods. "Of course," Anna says. Marissa swallows. "It's not about tonight," she says. "Not really?" Anna waits. Marissa takes a breath. "My husband now," she says. "He's wonderful." Anna nods. Marissa continues. "But I wasn't always here." The word here means more than location. It means stability. It means being held. Marissa presses her lips together, then speaks carefully. "I was married before," she says. Anna doesn't react sharply. She simply listens. Marissa's gaze drops. "I was younger," she says, "and I thought that's how it had to be." She keeps her voice calm, but there's a tired edge. "He wasn't cruel," she says quickly. "Not like that. He just wasn't there," she says. "Not in the way a family needs." Anna nods slowly. Marissa's hands tighten around her wallet, then loosen again. "I did everything," Marissa says. "I carried everything. And then I started to feel like I was disappearing." Anna's eyes soften. Marissa's breath trembles slightly. "I left," she says. "And even though it was the right thing, I felt like I broke something." She looks up at Anna. "I felt like I failed," she says. Anna holds the gaze gently. Marissa continues. "After the divorce," she says, "I had this emptiness. Not dramatic, just hollow. I was tired all the time," she says. "My body felt like it forgot how to relax." Anna nods. Marissa's voice grows quieter. "One night," she says, "I told my mom something." She pauses. Her eyes flick to the bread bags, then back to Anna. "I said," Marissa whispers, "maybe I failed this life. Maybe next life will be better." Anna stays still. She lets the sentence land without judgment. Marissa breathes in. Then she smiles, small and tender. "My mom didn't scold me," Marissa says. "She didn't lecture. She just looked at me," she says. "And she said," Marissa's voice softens further, as if she's replaying it. "I had you," her mother had said, "because I wanted you to be happy in this life." Marissa blinks slowly. "That sentence," she says, "it woke me up. Not with shock, with love. It reminded me," she says, "that I'm not here to keep punishing myself." Anna nods. Marissa swallows. "And then," Marissa adds, "life kept going." She takes a breath. "I reconnected with someone," she says. "An old friend. Someone from home." Her smile returns, warm and a little shy. "We took it slow," she says, "and he showed me what it feels like to be supported." Marissa looks down. "And now," she says, He's the one telling me to go buy bread and walk in the rain and be a person again. Anna's chest warms. That sounds like a gentle kind of love, Anna says. Marissa nods. It is, she says, and it makes me emotional. She laughs softly, which feels silly, she adds, because he's just doing normal things. Anna shakes her head. It's not silly, Anna says. Sometimes normal is the miracle. Marissa's eyes shine again. Not tears, just that brightening that comes from being seen. Anna gestures gently toward the basket of notes. If you like, Anna says, you can take one. No pressure. Marissa looks. Her fingers hover. Then she picks up the top slip. She reads it silently. Her face changes, very slightly, like a knot loosening. She folds the note and slips it into her coat pocket. Thank you, she says. Anna smiles. You're welcome, Anna says. Marissa pays, then gathers her bags. Before she goes, she looks at the window again. The rain is kind of nice, she says. From inside. Anna nods. It is, she says. Marissa opens the door. The bell rings. Cold air brushes the room. Then the door closes, and the bakery returns to its gentle hush. Outside, Marissa walks into the rain, carrying bread and a small note. And somewhere, in a warm house, 3 children wait. And someone kind is tying shoelaces, pulling on pajamas, and pouring bath water, and making space for Marissa to come home softer. If you're still awake, you can keep listening. And if you're drifting, you can let that be true. There's nothing you have to follow perfectly. The rain will keep time for you, and the story will keep going, even if you fall asleep mid-sentence. Anna cleans the counter again. She washes a mug. She straightens the bread shelves. Outside, the rain never hurries. It taps and taps and taps. Anna glances at the pears. She chooses one. She sets it on a small plate and slices it carefully. The knife makes a soft sound against the cutting board. The pear is firm but sweet. Its scent is gentle. Anna eats one slice slowly, then sets the plate aside. She returns to the register, and she sees something small near the edge of the counter. A note slip. Not one from the basket. A different slip. It must have slid out while she was working. It's folded once. Anna doesn't recognize it at first. Then she remembers. It's the line Lorraine used to say on nights when Anna felt lost. A line Anna sometimes writes and forgets. It says, "You can start again without making it a tragedy." Anna smiles faintly. She places the slip back into the basket. Maybe someone will take it. Maybe not. Either way, it belongs in the open air, not hidden. Then the bell rings again. A person steps in fast, as if chased by the rain. Not panicked, just quick. They shut the umbrella, water dripping onto the mat. They push damp hair back from their forehead. They're younger than the last visitors, late 20s, and they carry a slim bag slung over one shoulder. The bag looks heavy, like it holds a laptop or rolled papers, or both. They pause, breathing lightly, as if they've been walking with their mind somewhere far away. Anna smiles. "Hi," she says. "Come in." The visitor looks up and gives a small, grateful nod. "Hi," they reply. "Sorry, I'm a little soaked." "It's okay," Anna says. "It's a wet night." The visitor steps closer. Their eyes scan the shelves as if trying to choose the simplest option. "I just need," they begin. Then they stop, like they can't find the right word. Anna waits. Finally, the visitor says, "Something small." Anna nods. "A roll?" she offers. "A bun?" The visitor exhales. "Yes," they say. "A roll is good." They add after a beat, "And maybe coffee, if you still have it?" "I do," Anna says. "Decaf, too." "Decaf," the visitor says quickly. "Please." Anna turns to prepare it. The coffee machine makes a soft, familiar sound. The scent rises, dark and warm. The visitor watches, and their shoulders begin to soften. "Name?" Anna asks gently. "Oh," the visitor says, as if pulled back into the room. "I'm Harper," they say. "Anna?" Anna replies. Harper nods. They rub their hands together, trying to bring warmth back into their fingers. Anna sets the mug down. Harper holds it immediately. Their eyes close for a second. "Thank you," Harper murmurs. "You're welcome," Anna says. Harper takes a sip. Slow, careful. Then they let out a small sound. Not a complaint. More like, "Okay, I'm here now." Anna picks a roll and slides it into a bag. The paper crinkles. Harper watches the bag like it's a small treasure. "I didn't plan to stop," Harper says. Anna smiles. "Most people don't," she replies. Harper gives a faint laugh. "Yeah," they say. "It was just..." They search again. "Too much in my head." Anna leans lightly against the counter, a quiet invitation. Harper looks at the rain on the window. The streetlight glow looks softer now, as if the world is tired too. "I work in an office," Harper says. "Design." Anna nods. "Architecture?" she asks. Harper blinks. "How did you..." Anna gestures to the bag. "The rolled papers," she says. "And the way you're holding your mug," she adds softly, "like your brain hasn't stopped yet." Harper smiles, a little surprised, a little relieved. "Yeah," they say. "Architecture." They take another sip. "I'm new," Harper admits. "Not brand new, but still new." Anna nods. Harper's mouth tightens slightly. "My boss isn't mean," Harper says. "He's fine. It's just," Harper says, "I can't stop trying to make everything perfect." Anna's eyes soften. Harper continues. "I redo things," they say, "over and over. I stay late," they add. "I change tiny details no one will notice." Their hand taps the mug lightly, a restless rhythm. And then I go home, Harper says, and I still feel like I didn't do enough. Anna nods slowly. Harper looks embarrassed. I know it sounds ridiculous, they say. It doesn't, Anna replies. It sounds familiar. Harper looks up. Anna adds gently, perfection is a loud roommate. Harper laughs softly. That one lands. Yes, Harper says. Exactly. They take a breath. I was walking home, Harper says, and I realized I've been holding my shoulders up for hours. Anna watches Harper's shoulders. Try letting them drop, Anna says. Just a little. Harper hesitates. Then they exhale and let their shoulders fall. A small release. Their face changes. Not dramatic, just softer. Wow, Harper whispers. Anna smiles. Your body remembers, she says. Harper nods slowly. They look down at the roll bag. I used to draw, Harper says. Just for fun. Anna nods. In school, Harper continues, I'd sketch quickly. Messy, they add, but alive. Harper's voice gets quieter. And now, they say, I'm afraid of the first line. Anna tilts her head. The first line? She asks. Harper nods. Because if the first line is wrong, Harper says, then everything after it feels wrong. Anna listens. She doesn't argue. She simply says, that sounds exhausting. Harper exhales. It is, they admit. Then Harper's gaze drifts as if pulled backward into memory. Not far, just one small scene, a quiet flash of the past. Harper remembers a late studio night in school. Rain outside, not heavy, just steady. The studio windows were large, and the rain made everything look blurry and kind. The desks were messy, paper scraps, pencil shavings, cold coffee cups. Harper had been stuck, staring at a blank page, paralyzed by possibility. A professor had walked by, not stern, tired, kind. He'd stopped at Harper's desk and looked at the blank sheet. Then he'd picked up a pencil and drawn one line. Just one. Not perfect. Not even straight. And he'd said, you can fix the second line, but you can't fix the one you never draw. Harper remembers how something loosened, how the fear melted into motion, how the hand moved, and the page became something real. Back in the bakery, Harper looks at Anna. I had a teacher once, Harper says. He told me to start badly. Anna smiles softly. That's good advice, she says. Harper takes another sip of decaf. But now, Harper says, I forget. Anna nods. That's why we need reminders, she says. Harper's eyes flick to the basket of notes. Anna gestures gently. If one helps, she says, you can take it. Harper hesitates, then reaches in. Their fingers choose a slip without looking too hard. They unfold it slowly. It reads, you can start again without making it a tragedy. Harper stares at it. Their throat moves as they swallow. They laugh once, very quietly. "Okay," Harper says. "Okay, yeah." They fold the note and slide it into their bag. Anna feels a warm calm settle into the room. Harper pays. Then they pause, still holding the mug. "Can I ask you something?" Harper says. Anna nods. "How do you know?" Harper asks. "When to stop?" Anna smiles gently. She thinks of the bakery, of enough, of the shelves, of the oven cooling, of her old life. "You stop," Anna says softly, "when continuing starts to make you smaller." Harper blinks. Anna adds, "And you can practice stopping early." "Just a little," she says, like loosening a grip. Harper nods slowly. "That sounds doable," they say. Anna nods. "That's the point," she says. Harper takes the roll bag and adjusts their shoulder strap. They look around once more, like they want to memorize the warmth. Then they say, "Thank you, Anna." "You're welcome," Anna replies. Harper steps back into the rain. The bell rings, the door closes, and the bakery returns to its steady hush. Outside, Harper walks slower now, not because the rain forces it, because their shoulders have finally remembered how to be down, because a small note in a bag can be enough to begin again. If you're still awake, you can let your eyes soften. You don't need to hold on to every detail. The sound of rain is doing most of the work, and if sleep is close, you can let it come closer. Nothing needs your effort tonight. Anna washes Harper's mug. She dries it carefully. She listens to the rain. She feels the bakery settling deeper into night. The bread shelves are emptier now. The lights feel warmer against the dimness outside. Anna writes a few lines in her notebook. Marissa, milk bread, a thank you in butter. Harper, decaf, permission to start imperfectly. She pauses. She adds a line. Notes taken, notes given, notes found. She closes the notebook. She rubs her hands together, feeling the faint dryness of flour and soap. Then she hears a quieter sound beneath the rain. Footsteps, slow, measured, not hurried. The bell rings again. An older man steps inside. He moves carefully, as if he doesn't want to disturb anything. He holds his umbrella like it's a polite object, kept close. He's in his 60s. His coat is neatly buttoned. His hair is silver at the temples. His face has lines, but the lines look gentle, like laughter once lived there often. He pauses by the door and looks around as if he's checking that he's in the right place. Anna smiles. "Good evening," she says. The man nods. "Good evening," he replies. His voice is calm, a little soft. He steps toward the counter. "My name is Walter," he says. "Anna," she replies. Walter's eyes go to the shelves. He looks for something specific, but not complicated. "A loaf," he says. "Just a simple loaf." Anna nods. "Country bread?" she asks. Or the smaller round loaf? The smaller one, Walter says. Anna lifts it carefully. The crust is pale, dusted with flour. She sets it into a bag. The paper rustles. Walter watches the bag, and his expression softens. He looks around again. This place is warm, he says. Anna smiles. I try, she says. Walter nods, as if that effort matters. He hesitates, then asks, Do you have tea? Not sad, just tender. Anna listens. Walter looks at the bread bag. This loaf, he says, is the kind she liked. Anna nods. Walter's gaze drifts, as if he's seeing a small scene in the steam above his mug. He remembers a kitchen, warm light, rain tapping the window, steady and patient, a kettle humming, his wife at the counter, hair pinned loosely, wearing an old sweater. She'd sliced bread, thick. She'd toasted it until the edges were crisp. Then she'd spread butter that melted immediately, turning glossy. She'd handed him a piece on a small plate. Not fancy, just real. And she'd said, We don't have to solve anything tonight. They'd eaten slowly. They'd listened to rain, and the world, for a little while, had stopped asking for speed. Back in the bakery, Walter's eyes are bright, but steady. I miss that, he says, not in a way that collapses, in a way that honors. Anna nods softly. That sounds like a very good memory, she says. Walter smiles. It is, he replies. He takes another sip of tea. Then he looks down, a little embarrassed. I didn't mean to bring the mood down, he says. Anna shakes her head gently. You didn't, she says. It's okay to remember someone in a warm place. Walter exhales. Thank you, he says. Walter's gaze flicks to the basket of notes. He looks curious but hesitant. Anna gestures softly. You can take one, she says, if you'd like. Walter smiles. That's sweet, he says. He reaches in slowly, like he's choosing something fragile. He unfolds the note. It reads, You don't have to become who you used to be worthy now. Walter stares at it. His throat moves, as if he's swallowing a sudden tenderness. He smiles. Small. Genuine. That's good, he says. Anna nods. Walter folds the note carefully and slips it into his coat pocket. Sometimes, Walter says softly, I feel guilty when I'm okay. Anna's eyes soften. Walter continues, as if being okay means I'm forgetting. Anna shakes her head. Being okay, she says, can be a way of carrying the love forward. Walter looks at her. Anna adds quietly, Love doesn't require constant pain to prove it was real. Walter's shoulders drop a fraction. He looks relieved, like someone turned down a harsh light. He takes another sip. Then he nods. Yes, he says. Yes, I think that's right. Walter pays. Anna hands him the bread. Walter pauses. "I'm glad you're here," he says softly, meaning the bakery, meaning Anna, meaning the warmth. Anna smiles. "I'm glad you came," she replies. Walter steps back to the door. He opens it. The bell rings. Rain breathes in. Then the door closes again, and Walter walks into the wet night with a loaf of bread and a small folded note. Outside, his footsteps are slow, not heavy, just thoughtful. Inside, Anna watches the rain and feels the room settle even deeper. 3 visitors, 3 small softenings: bread, tea, decaf, a note in a pocket, a quiet chain of warmth moving through the evening. If you're getting sleepy, you can let your mind stop trying so hard. You don't have to stay with the story. You can simply rest in the sound of rain. And if you're awake, you can stay here a little longer. The bakery will keep its light on just a bit more. The bakery will keep its light on just a bit more. Anna turns the sign to closed, not with a snap, with a gentle click. She dims one light, leaving the warmest ones. She stacks the last trays. She wipes the counter one final time, and she looks at the basket. Fewer notes now, a few taken, a few still waiting. Anna doesn't feel like she made anything happen. She simply offered a soft place, but she can feel it, the tiny miracle. How a simple line on a folded paper slip can travel, how it can land exactly where it's needed, and how a rainy night can turn a bakery into something more than bread. Anna breathes in warm air, butter, tea, and outside the rain keeps tapping, steady and patient, as if it has all night. As if it's saying, slow down, you're allowed, you're safe. And in a little while, the story will move into an even quieter half, where Anna is alone again, where she writes in her notebook, where the bakery becomes mostly rain and warmth and very little else, and where the night will gently carry you the rest of the way. Anna turns the lock, not with a sharp sound, just a quiet twist and a soft click that tells the bakery, we're done for tonight. Outside the glass, the rain continues, steady, patient. It taps the windows as if it's trying to soothe the street. Inside, the warmth lingers. The oven is off now, but the room still holds a gentle heat, the way a blanket does after someone has stood up. Anna stands behind the counter for a moment, not rushing. She lets her shoulders drop. She lets the quiet settle into her bones. Then she begins the closing routine. Not fast, not as a chore, more like a small ceremony that helps the day end cleanly. She gathers the empty trays. The metal is cool and a little damp from the steam of the evening. She slides them onto a lower shelf. A soft scrape, a familiar sound. She wipes the counter again, slow, even strokes. The cloth is warm from the rinse water. It leaves the wood a shade darker, briefly glossy, before it dries. Anna checks the bread shelves. Only a few loaves remain. She doesn't feel panic. She doesn't feel, I should have baked more. She feels, that was enough. She wraps 2 loaves carefully for tomorrow. She places them in a simple box. She ties the box shut with string. The string pulls tight with a soft whisper. Then she looks at the pears. Nathan's pears. They sit in their crate near the door, cool and quiet as little moons. Anna chooses one, not to eat now, just to carry home. She places it in a small paper bag and folds the top. A small private gift from the evening. Then she turns to the basket of notes. The basket is smaller now. A few slips are missing, taken into pockets, into purses, into bags. Anna doesn't know where they'll end up, but she likes imagining it. A note on a bedside table. A note tucked between 2 receipts. A note found later in a coat pocket on a day that feels too heavy. Anna straightens the basket. She adds 1 more note, freshly written. Not a quote, just a sentence. A sentence that feels like a hand resting gently on someone's shoulder. It says, "You can be proud of the way you kept going, even when you changed direction." She places it on top. Then she takes a breath. If you're awake, you can stay with her in this quiet moment. And if you're sleepy, you can let your attention soften even more. You don't have to follow every small action. The rhythm is enough. Rain, warm light, a gentle ending to a day. Anna turns down the lights, one, then another, until only the warmest lamp remains. The bakery becomes a pool of honey light, surrounded by night. She checks the floor. She sweeps slowly. The broom makes a soft hush over the wood. Flour dust moves like pale smoke, then disappears. She empties the small bin. She rinses the cloth. She washes her hands one last time. Soap, warm water, a clean, simple scent. Then she unties her apron. The fabric is soft, worn in the best way. She folds it neatly. She places it in the drawer, like tucking something in. Finally, Anna picks up her notebook. It's warm from the room. She opens it to a fresh page. The paper has a gentle tooth, pleasant beneath the pen. She writes the date. She listens to the rain for a few seconds, as if waiting for the right first line. Then she begins. Nathan, Pears, a life that turned and still became good. Marissa, milk bread, a thank you made of butter. Harper, decaf, a first line that doesn't need permission. Walter, a small loaf, a memory carried without punishment. Anna pauses. She adds 1 more line. Tonight, the rain didn't fix anything. It just held things until they softened. Her pen lingers. She thinks about that. About how often people come in here with a story they believe is ruined. And how often, with a little warmth, the story becomes not ruined, just different. Anna closes the notebook. She rests her palm on the cover. Then she reaches into the register drawer. She counts the day's total slowly. Bills folded, coins stacked. She writes the number on a small slip, not because she loves numbers, because the act completes the day, because simple tasks can be soothing when done gently. Anna puts the slip away. She turns off the last lamp. For a moment, the bakery is dark. Only the streetlight glow filters in, thin and watery through the wet glass. Anna picks up her bag, notebook, pear, keys. She opens the door. The bell rings softly, one last time. Cold air touches her face. Rain sound grows louder immediately. Not harsh, just present. Anna steps outside and locks the door. The key turns with a small metallic click. She stands under the awning for a moment, watching the rain. The street smells clean and damp. The pavement shines. Light stretches in long, wet ribbons. Anna opens her umbrella. The fabric blooms overhead. Rain begins tapping it, a quiet drum. And Anna starts walking home. Her footsteps are careful, not hurried. The night is late enough that the city feels gentler. A few windows glow. A bus passes in the distance, its tires hissing softly. A crosswalk sign blinks, slow and patient. Anna walks past a closed flower shop, past a small row of quiet buildings, past a cafe with chairs stacked upside down. Everything feels like it's exhaling. Anna likes this hour, not because she's lonely, because there is less noise, less demand. The world stops asking her to be anything except a person moving through rain. As she walks, she thinks of Lorraine, not in sadness, in gratitude. Lorraine's hands, strong and flower-dusted. Lorraine's laugh, warm and easy. Lorraine's voice, saying simple truths like they were bread. Anna thinks of her old salon life, the bright lights, the sharp schedules, the feeling some days that she was acting instead of living. She doesn't blame herself for it. She doesn't call it wasted. It was a chapter, and this is a different one. Sometimes the chapters we didn't expect are the ones that teach us how to breathe. Anna turns a corner. Her building is small, quiet, a place that doesn't try to impress. She steps inside the lobby. The air is warmer here. She closes her umbrella. Water drips onto the mat. A small puddle forms, then spreads thinly. Anna climbs the stairs slowly. Her shoes make soft thuds. The hallway light is dim. The sound of rain is muted now, but still there, like a lullaby behind a wall. She reaches her door. Keys again. A soft click. Inside, her apartment is simple, not empty, just calm. A small lamp by the couch. A soft blanket folded over one arm. A small table with a coaster, and a candle she rarely lights, because the lamp is enough. She slips off her shoes. Her socks are warm. She hangs her coat. She sets her bag down. Then she stands still for a moment, letting the inside quiet welcome her. If you're still awake, you can feel that too. That gentle shift from outside to inside, from doing to resting. And if you're drifting, you don't need to do anything. Just let the story move slowly, like rain down a window. Anna walks to the kitchen. It's small, clean. A kettle sits on the stove. A bowl holds a few mandarins. A dish towel hangs, folded neatly. Anna fills the kettle. Water runs in, clear and soft. She turns on the burner. A quiet tick as the flame catches. She chooses a mug, not the bakery mug, her own. It's chipped at the rim. She likes it anyway. It feels lived in. She sets a tea bag inside. Something gentle, something sleepy. She waits for the water to warm. While she waits, she takes out the pear. She rinses it. Cool water beads on the skin. She dries it with the towel. Then she slices it slowly. The knife moves with a soft whisper. The pear smells sweet, clean, faintly floral. She takes one bite. Juice, softness, a quiet brightness against the warm room. Anna eats the pear without rushing. She doesn't scroll. She doesn't look for noise. She just eats. She listens to rain. The kettle begins to whisper. Steam curls upward. Anna pours the water. The mug warms her hands. She carries it to the couch. She sits. She takes one slow sip. Warmth travels down like a gentle settling. Anna leans back. She closes her eyes for a moment, not to sleep yet, just to pause. And in that pause, the evening returns to her in small pieces. Nathan's careful honesty, Marissa's gratitude, Harper's fear of the first line, Walter's warm memory held without guilt. Anna feels something simple, not responsibility, not pressure, just gladness, not the loud kind, the quiet kind, the kind that says, "This mattered." She opens her eyes. She sets the mug down. Then she reaches for her notebook. She keeps it on a shelf near the couch. Same notebook, same pen. The habit continues, even at home. Anna opens to a new page. She writes, "Rain again." She smiles faintly and adds, "4 people came in, and none of them needed fixing. They just needed warmth." Anna pauses. Then she writes one more line, slowly. "I used to think I had to earn rest. Now I think rest is what makes me more myself." She stops. She doesn't overwrite it. She doesn't turn it into an essay. She simply lets the sentence sit, because sometimes the truth doesn't need more decoration. Anna closes the notebook. She takes another sip of tea. The room is quieter now, deeper. The lamp casts a soft circle of light. Outside, rain continues. Inside, everything feels slower. Anna stands. She washes the pear plate. A soft clink as ceramic meets sink. Water runs. She dries the plate. She sets it away. Then she moves toward her bedroom. She changes into pajamas. Soft fabric. Nothing tight. She pulls her hair down, lets it fall loose. She washes her face. Warm water. A simple, clean smell. She brushes her teeth slowly. The mirror shows her a little tired and a little calm. Anna turns off the bathroom light. She enters the bedroom. It's dim. The curtains are closed, but you can still hear the rain. Tap, tap, tap. Anna pulls back the blanket. The sheets are cool at first, then quickly warm. She slides into bed. She adjusts the pillow. She turns on a small bedside lamp, the kind that doesn't glare. Anna sits up for a moment. Mug of tea beside her, hands resting on the blanket, and she thinks quietly about her younger self, the girl in beauty school trying so hard, the young stylist smiling too wide, holding herself too tightly. Anna doesn't feel anger toward her. She feels tenderness, because that younger Anna did the best she could with what she knew. And this Anna, here in bed, is still doing the best she can, just with more softness now. Anna whispers, almost without sound, "Thank you." Not to anyone specific, to the day, to the bakery, to the rain, to the small chain of kindness that moved through the night. She turns off the lamp. Darkness settles gently. The rain becomes louder in the quiet, like it's moved closer. Anna lies back. Her breath slows. And now, as the story begins to fade, I want to speak to you for a little while. Softly, not as instruction, as permission. If today felt heavy, you don't have to carry it into sleep. You can set it down, even if you pick it up again tomorrow. If your mind is still busy, that's okay. Minds do that. You don't have to wrestle it. You can let it chatter at the edge of the room while you rest deeper. And if you're thinking about an old version of you, a version you miss, or a version you regret, you don't have to punish yourself for changing. You are allowed to become someone new. You are allowed to choose what fits. You are allowed to stop doing what makes you smaller, not from laziness, from love, from care, from the simple decision to protect your own heart. If sleep is close, you can let it come. You don't need to stay awake to finish anything. You don't need to prove you were listening. You can drift, mid-thought, mid-sentence, mid-rain, and the night will continue without your effort. Imagine the bakery again, if you like. The windows fogged at the edges, the warm light inside, the bread shelves quiet and still, the basket of small notes near the counter, a note that waits without insisting, a note that says, "Take me if you need me." And now imagine that you have your own note too, not written on paper, written in you, a sentence you can return to when life feels sharp. It might be, "I can begin imperfectly," or "I can rest without earning it," or "I can change direction and still be worthy." You don't need to decide it tonight. Tonight, you can simply rest. Let your shoulders be heavy. Let your jaw be soft. Let your hands be loose. Let the muscles around your eyes unclench. Let your legs sink into the surface beneath you. And if you notice thoughts, you can let them pass like headlights on wet pavement. Brief, blurry, gone. The rain keeps tapping, steady, patient. A sound that asks for nothing. A sound that holds the whole night open, so you don't have to. Anna is sleeping now, somewhere in the city. Her bakery is dark, resting, the way you are allowed to rest. The bread will be baked again. The door will open again. People will arrive again with their quiet worries, and warmth will be there, waiting. For now, you can let go. Let your breathing slow. Let your thoughts soften. Let the story fade into the rain. Good night. Good night, dear listener, and sleep well.